Hello and welcome to another episode of Common Chaos Live with me, Christian Rauchenwald, on this sunny Friday afternoon. I hope you all had a great week. As always, before we jump into questions and answers, let's get the usual disclaimer out of the way first. Everything that I share in this live stream / video is my personal opinion and in no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions, and make your own decisions. Now, I just need a second to finish something and then I'm going to be all yours. For those of you that were here during yesterday's episodes, you already know today we actually are going to focus today we're going to focus on a few other projects. So to show you what other legit projects are out there that I've been using at least for a couple of years already. But no need to run away. We're quickly gonna cover a few basics about Pi Network as well, if that's the reason you showed up for. I just need a small moment to finish this here and then we're good to go. So welcome Xerox Santi, welcome Vladimir. Yeah, how often have I said that phrase so far? Probably, I don't know, like if it's 1,000 times, I don't think 1,000 times yet, but often enough that I wouldn't be surprised if I'm mumbling it in my sleep. But it is necessary. I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. Sometimes we are discovering things together. Sometimes information is shared on Discord or Reddit or so that I just share with you guys. So it's really important that you understand that at the end of the day, you make your own decisions. Yeah, nobody can make them for you. It's important for two reasons, not just from a legal perspective, but also because you need to be aware that you're responsible for your own life. You don't get to run around and then point fingers, but this guy said, and that's why I did it. Yeah. So anyway, as said, today we're gonna focus. Hi Ben. Hi. Neborsa, sorry if I mispronounced this and butchered your name, but great to have you here. So today we're going to focus on a few other projects, but before we get to that, some basics, some updates. So Pi Network launched and got listed on by now 4 exchanges officially. Unofficially, there are a few other exchanges that claim or that listed in some way, but the Pi core team already issued a warning to not interact. That's the wrong one that we don't need. That we already clarified. 1 second, or remove. So the Pi core team shared on Twitter that you should not interact with those exchanges that are not verified, or in general businesses that did not complete the KYB verification. And right now those are, and I'm going to share them in the chat as well, all the exchanges that currently support Pi. 1 second, Pi is right now listed. That's the right one. Yep. And I'm going to pin this for now. So if you're curious about the exchanges, then those are the 4 that currently are verified. If you don't know which one works for your country, visit the links, check out their details, see if you can sign up. I don't know which countries are supported by which. Yeah. Hi, Ori. So that's one thing. Do not interact on exchanges that are not verified. You just risk losing your Pi, or maybe the trading there is not with real Pi, don't take unnecessary risks. Be patient. Don't let greed or fear of missing out get the best of you here. That's that. With that we can hide that. Then we're gonna cover in a minute. Yes, like you said, it's steady at around 66, or I would say between 60 and 70 cents. Personally, that brings us to one thing very important, and that is it puts Pi at a market cap of 4.24 billion with a currently theoretically circulating supply of almost 10 billion. Yeah, if we check Explore Pi info, we can see migrated. Okay, that might not be fully updated here. Then we just check the blockchain explorer, Pi. Blockchain Explorer, there, blockexplorer.minepi.com.mainnet. Yeah, there we can see the total supply and the unlocked supply. So 1.6 is currently unlocked, 1.6 billion, but almost 10 billion are migrated fully. And that puts Pi into the top 50, so 4.24 billion current market cap. Let's check exactly where we are with that. By market cap, we are currently in the top 30 number of coins, and that's on day one, which I consider a very, very good result. Yeah? Additionally, there has been, as we can see, a trading volume. Now it obviously starts to adjust, but so it slows a little bit down after the first day. So what do we have now? Right now, last 24 hours, 300, 400, 500, 600, 620 million roughly. 620 million in trading volume puts Pi into the top 20 of coins, almost top 15. Yeah. So everybody that is going around and complaining like whatever, the core team let us down or that's disappointing or so, there's one very, very important, or a few very, very important things to understand that I actually shared yesterday as well. Yeah. And let's start with, it's not the job of the core team to ensure high value. The job of the core team is to provide everything we need, the community needs to create an ecosystem that flourishes. Yeah, it's up to people to, instead of just trying to cash out the first moment they can, in quotes, for pennies on the dollar, to basically attract more businesses, more developers to the app. And I believe now that the app, or that Pi, has an official value, it will attract more developers. The last couple of years during the enclosed mainnet, every developer that decided to develop an app had to believe in the project and hope that eventually, with no idea when it will happen, there will be a mainnet and their app can earn them some Pi. Now there is an official value, which means every developer now knows if they develop an app that creates whatever, 1,000 transactions per day at this and that price or so, that they can make that and that amount of money from it, which means it will attract more developers, and we should see more apps developed in the future as well, especially if the price holds up and doesn't plummet. Yeah, it can still go down a little further. It's not a problem as long as we in between always have some level where it's stable and eventually then finds its perfect ground level. Yeah. So that's one thing. Also, I've seen a bunch of people share that, well, now I've been pushing that button for a couple of years, and now I could have just bought the same coins with whatever, $100, $200, yeah. And I feel like I shared it in reply to one of the comments. Not sure if I find it. If not, it's also okay. But the people that say that, they are so close to having the epiphany that they need, because what they're saying is, I value my Pi worth more than what I would currently get for it, which means that people that sold yesterday are those that wanted to cash out, or those like Giovanni here that wanted to, in quotes, gamble. So see if they can buy in cheaper to basically turn 1,000 Pi into 2,000 or 4,000. Congratulations on you, or to you for that. Yeah. But once the people that just want to cash out for any price are gone, the people that are left are those that say, hey, I pushed that button for 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. I'm not going to sell it for now 60 cents per Pi. Yeah. Which means there will be less supply because less people will be willing to sell. And in combination with some new apps, there will be then obviously more demand, and the price should eventually reach a level where people that mined for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 6 years will be okay. That's a price I'm willing to sell my Pi for, yeah, because that's what I consider the time worth, yeah. Again, today's episode, as I mentioned in the beginning, is not gonna be about Pi. I just wanted to cover a few basics since yesterday was the exchange listing. We are going to jump again mostly into Pi probably in Monday's episode, but today, as I promised yesterday, I actually want to show you guys other legit apps as well that I've been using myself that are, yeah, actually all of them are different from Pi, so there's nothing that's similar to Pi. So, but just to give you a little bit of other ideas, yeah. So just double checking if I covered everything that I wanted to cover from the Pi part. Yes, so be aware that we don't, already unsaved, that we can unsave now. That's not pi, that we already unsaved. Okay, we're done here, yeah. So that's that part, yeah. And as I said, I'm happy with the listing. Pi is in the top 50 coins by market cap, top 30 based on trading volume over the last 24 hours. Listed on 4 exchanges so far. And you can see them in the pinned message. I'm sure more exchanges follow. It's up to us now to look ahead. Last but not least, don't forget, while during the last couple of years, it might have been harder to tell people, hey, why don't you sign up? You just have to push a button per day and eventually it will be worth something. Now you can literally tell people, hey, why don't you install the app, use my username as your referral. You'll get 70 cents already in crypto, in quotes, today. That might be worth more in the future, and then just press a button once per day, and in a year or two you'll have much more, and depending how the projects develop, it will be worth much more. Yes, we need utility, but I covered that already. I think that right now, with a price, it will also attract more developers. But because even bigger development companies can now say, okay, if we have 100 employees and 10 of them are not busy on a project, well, let's let them work on something for Pi, because there is now a value. They now can calculate just how much money they could generate by developing an app. Up until yesterday, or up until a month ago, they didn't even know when the open mainnet will be or what value will be there. So every big developer would not bother to do anything unless they are fully convinced that Pi will have a bright future. Yeah. So I believe that the next couple of months might still slow a little bit of a decline as well in price. Possibly, I'm not saying it guaranteed, because it takes time to develop apps that create utility. But I also believe that with a value that seems to have stabilized somewhat, it will attract more developers. More developer means more apps, and especially more better quality apps. More apps means higher chance that people have a reason to buy Pi coins. Again, and with that, we're gonna end the Pi topic for today, because otherwise we don't get to anything else. Yeah. Now let's switch to, where do we switch to? We switch here. I already shared it during one of our reasons episodes. One of the apps that I personally love that is 100% legit, and I've been using it for years already. I personally just recently cashed out, I don't know, $500, $600. One of our Discord members cashed out a bit more than $1,000. Yeah. And it doesn't take a lot of effort. It has a few ups and downs. We'll cover that, but it's Coin App. Yeah. Irina will probably share the link for it in the chat. Of course, we have a, 1 second. So 1 second, I have to check. Yeah. af.boer.it/coinapp. Yeah. So that would be the direct link. Maybe we don't have a bridge page for it. So I'm gonna replace the pinned message. So that's CoinApp. Yeah. So yeah. And when you use my link to sign up, you get, I think, 500 or 1,000 coin starting bonus. Now, the way this works, you can already see there is this icon floating around. The way that it works, it's about location data, yeah, which is also, in quotes, the one downside of the app. It works great if you, or it's great, or it's the best app you can possibly have if you have, or if you have a job, or if you every day move a lot, yeah. Because as you can see, there is right now this light blue square in the middle, and if I press that mining button, it will mine that square, and I will receive, in that case, 0.54 coin. Yeah, but now it would take some time for that square to free up again, so it can be mined again. However, if you're moving, so if you, I don't know, you're riding your bicycle, you're driving a taxi, you're in a bus or on a train or so, then obviously you mine this square, and then you're already further ahead for the next square. Yeah. So, and the way CoinApp works is, for every 10,000 coin that you earn, you can redeem it for $5 worth of XYO token, or you can collect more. You can see if you have 5 million coin, you can get 0.025 Bitcoin and so on. Yeah. But personally, I always wait for 10,000 coin, and then I redeem them for XYO tokens. Yeah. Which you can then sell on exchanges like Coinbase, for example. Now, the beauty of that is, in my opinion, I'm going to switch to my screen in a second. As you can see, XYO obviously has, let's view all time, sometimes a very low value. Sometimes then it spikes, then again the value goes down, then it spikes again, yeah. But so that means if you reach 10,000 coin when the value is low, since you get 5 since you get $5 worth of XYO, you get more XYO tokens when the value is low, and you would get less XYO token when the value is high. Now, if you collect XYO, so if you earn coin and exchange them every time you reach the 10,000, and then you collect XYO tokens for a hopeful future spike, then basically the $5 that you earned here are suddenly worth $50 worth here, or I don't know, 25 here or so, yeah, which makes it a very, very great app. Now, even if you're static, because, so wrong button, back to the phone actually, even if you're static, like me, we're working from home, we're leaving the apartment twice per week or so, yeah, we have a spare phone. So I have an Android phone that's there on a shelf. It's plugged in with the charger. It runs CoinApp in the foreground because CoinApp has to run in the foreground to earn you the most. And it has headphones plugged in because CoinApp also has audio ads that you can enable somewhere. Yeah, so you get a pop-up at some point, but it's also somewhere. I don't find it right now. But somewhere here, there should be the audio, or there's video ads and audio ads, yeah? And if you have headphones plugged in, you can set the phone volume to the required level. You will not hear it anyway, and you earn extra coin from those audio apps. And you just keep the app running, it accumulates coin. Every day you can claim or collect a small hodling bonus and also a daily reward. And basically just wait for it to reach 10,000 coin, and then you can cash out either to your Ethereum wallet or directly to your Coinbase account. Directly to Coinbase is obviously most convenient because then you have no further transaction fees to get it to the exchange, and you can then just keep it there, wait for a spike in price. Might take some time because again, the last time it was very, very high was in 2022. Now the latest spike was now in December 24. So that's 2 years in between. Yeah, you can. So that's the thing. So leave the app running. When you first sign up, you have to press the button, I don't know, 10 times or 15 times or so. And then you unlock the Auto Explorer. Yeah. And then basically it does it automatically. Yeah. And then if you mine a square, that's now for the audio ads, by the way, that pop up. Yeah. If you mine a small area multiple times, it creates the bigger square, which is your house. Yeah, which also gives you a small mining boost. And what else is there to say? You can also manually do this if you wanted to. So this tile is now mined. I could press on it and I could play a mini game like this one to clear it up instantly and mine it instantly again. But that's obviously not worth it. Yeah, that's just, I mean, if you're bored, go for it. But other than that, you can see that like it's spending a lot of time to earn little coins. Yeah. Now for full transparency here, you can see that I, for example, earn right now 0.32 for this tile. Yeah. And that is because I also have a Sentinel X BLE. So there are two different tools that exist. One is the Sentinel X BLE, which is a Bluetooth dongle that just hangs somewhere here in the office. And basically every device with CoinApp automatically on the free plan, so without paying for a subscription or anything, gets a 12 times mining boost. And then there is the NFC card that you can actually get for free. There is an offer. So if you go to shop, it will show you also for $50. But there is an offer. 1 second, I will check if I find it real quick. CoinApp Sentinel X NFC. Yeah. There is an offer that there, I'm going to share that. Yeah. So, CoinApp Sentinel X NFC. So if you, with that offer, you only pay the shipping. Yeah. So it's, internationally, they might charge you $20, and within the US, it might still be $10 or so. But then when you have the NFC card, that's the one difference between the two. With the NFC card, you have to manually tap the card every 12 hours to the phone to, for another 12 hours, have that 12 times boost. And with the Bluetooth dongle, you just hang it there, and for a year or 1.5 until you have to replace the battery, every device in its vicinity has the mining boost. Yeah, the mining rate varies. So if I mine this tile now, you will see that it's gonna be 0.23, for example. I'm gonna clean this tile real quick and we mine it again. So it always varies. The lowest one is 0.01 and the highest one, there is actually no limit. Yeah. There are also so-called big geomines where you earn thousands. Not sure, but I don't use the app actively every day. So it's not that so I'm not in the menus every day. That's what I mean. I just go to our Android phone that has the app running and every day claim the daily bonuses. Yeah. So those two on the side, the green and the yellow icon. And however, we had now here top geomines. So you can see in the last 24 hours, that's not so impressive. Are those my top geomines? I think those are mine, yeah. So you see the biggest mining reward that I got was 30, although there is on average in the last 24 hours, it's 0.5, 0.3. But that's on this phone where I actually don't have the app running. Yeah, I really just, like here and there, check it once per day quickly. So I could check the other phone, but I would have to get off screen for that. So either way, I also obviously have a bunch of videos about CoinApp and about their Sentinel XBLE. They also have paid plans, which only would make sense if you are working as a truck driver or something, or a bus driver or a taxi driver, or for Uber or food delivery or something. Yeah. But even then you would need to consider getting a second phone to run CoinApp always in the foreground on your car. And then you have to do the math. If you're moving a lot, it's worth trying their paid plan. They have a 7-day or a 3-day trial. So you can use it for 2 or 3 days and then just do the math. Would it be worth it if you do it for a month? Because the exchange rate is always the same. Every time you reach 10,000 coin, you get $5 worth of the XYO tokens. Yeah. And because the exchange rate is always the same, this app, it's like 100% legit. The XYO token is listed on Coinbase among other exchanges, and it's just a waiting game. It's just a thing about patience. So it's not that this one will make you rich or so, unless you always convert, you never sell, and XYO at some point suddenly for some reason reaches $5. Yeah, but it's nice extra money every year. Yeah, so that's the first app that I wanted to share that I've been using for years reliably. But really, it only makes sense if you either have a spare phone that you can put there, check once per day, and just have the app running in the foreground. Just plug some old headphones in, so you also can earn from the audio ads. So you see So if I mute the volume, it stops the audio ad. If you have headphones plugged in, you just have to once tap it, and then they run automatically as well. Yeah, and that's CoinApp. I think. Yeah, again, I have a whole playlist about it. We can discuss it on our Discord server and so on. But yeah, mining rate is not fixed. Mining rate varies. You can use it for free, 100% legit. And the only thing you might want to consider is if you grab yourself either the Bluetooth dongle, you can check eBay and Craigslist and stuff like that to get maybe a used one, because $50 is obviously a big amount to pay to then, I don't know how long it takes for you to make that money back, maybe a year, maybe half a year, maybe 1.5. Yeah. But if you find a used one, maybe for $20 or so, I definitely would get the Bluetooth dongle, because the NFC card, while it's much cheaper, you have to remember twice per day, once in the morning, once in the evening, to tap it to your phone to enable the boost. With the dongle, you just have to check if that icon in the bottom right, so that gray one has the line filled, and if not, basically check if you need to replace the battery on the dongle. And we've been using CoinApp since probably 2021, and I've replaced the battery of the dongle twice in the last 4 years. So you couldn't say the battery will last you probably 2 years or so. Yeah, maybe a little longer, maybe a little shorter. That's CoinApp. So then let's cover another thing that we've been using for quite some time.
There's also a question about Sweatcoin in the chat.
Okay. We'll get Bana Jelani will look into Sweatcoin in a second as well. I actually totally forgot. Yesterday I thought about that I will share today, but I totally forgot. So thanks for bringing it up. But before that, we look into Honeygain. Yeah. Now Honeygain is also, I'm gonna fire up their website and then the right token on CoinMarketCap. Irina's gonna share the link, and that I can close. So let's start with the website part. Yeah. So Honeygain is about sharing your internet connection. Yeah? Now there might be some privacy concerns that you might have. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. We've been using it also for at least 4 years without any issues. Yeah, Michael Miklic, what's up? Yeah, great to have you here. Yeah, so it works by sharing your internet connection, and you can either run it on your computer, which you can install it, and then whenever you use your computer, it runs in the background, or you can run it on your phone, and there. On Android, you can have it running in the background, which is cool. On iOS, it's not so great because you would need to have it running in the foreground, and that's why I'm not using it on iOS, but it's also running on the same Android device simply in the background. Yeah. So the way this works, basically businesses, it's even mentioned somewhere. Yeah. Businesses can use your internet connection. So they open a Honeygain account and they can use your internet connection for certain things. We'll cover them in a second. Not sure if I find them, but yeah, what is Honeygain? Probably not that. Yeah. Yeah, and you in return earn points, and probably can log in here. Yeah. So yeah. So you earn points or Bs or however you want to call it. And when you sign up, you get a $5 bonus when you use our link that Irina pinned just now. Yeah. And then you are in the Honeygain mode, where you then basically wait until you reach 20,000 points. Yeah. The more data goes through your network, the more points you earn. How much exactly you earn varies depending on the country you're in, how many businesses have demand for routing through your country, and how many other users are in your country. Additionally, if you run Honeygain on a Windows computer and you run it 24/7, then you can also enable so-called content delivery, which pays you based on the hours that the service is running. And basically increases your earnings. Yeah, I would say with Honeygain, running it alone, you can earn anywhere from just $20 to $100-something per year for just having the app running in your background. And the important thing to remember is, so in Honeygain mode, initially you get 5,000 coins or points or whatever bonus. And once you reach 20,000, that equals $20. You can then have a payout either via PayPal, or you can have it via Jump Task, so as cryptocurrency. And Jump has a value of $1 at the moment. It was higher in the past, obviously because people earn it and they sell it, so it's declining. So when you cash out, you might want to sell it immediately or fast, yeah. But the benefit is, once you've unlocked the first 20 and basically cleared your $5 bonus, you can switch to Jump Task mode, where you instantly get your earnings into your Jump Task account. And from there, every day, if you want to, could click the button to have it credited onto your wallet, yeah, which is possible on the Binance, the Polygon, and another blockchain, yeah. And then you can use Uniswap or PancakeSwap to exchange it, for example, for USDC, and then send it to Coinbase and there sell it, for example. Yeah. Point is, so I get that, again, if you have privacy concerns for any kind of matter, that's your choice. You don't have to use those apps. We have been using Honeygain for at least 4 years without any issues. And as you can see, I mean, a lot of our earnings obviously come from referrals over the time, because we also have, like thousands of referrals. But even without that, it would still bring you, depending on your country, as said, worst case, an extra $20 per year, best case, an extra $100-something per year. So just feel free to give it a try. There is no question about Honeygain, I think. There was one about XYO. Okay. XYO is on the Ethereum blockchain, yeah? So that was the question, I recall, yeah? And outside of Honeygain, there are similar apps. We've been using a bunch of them. We've been using Pawn's app. Irina will share that link as well. So actually, she shared the link, or no, she shared to Honeygain specifically, yeah? Works the same way. And, okay, there I probably have my Google account linked. Yeah, in the past, PawnSap was actually called IP Royal. It works the same way. Our earnings there are not that great. Yeah, apparently our note is down right now as well. So I don't check it all the time. You can see I have $1 balance. Minimum payout is $5. It's again the same thing. It depends on the demand. So how many users of PawnSap need to route traffic through connections in your country? How many other users are there? I don't have an exact figure how much you can make with PawnSap, to be honest. Yeah, but those two, so Honeygain and PawnSap, we've been using for at least 4 years without any issues, and therefore you can give them a try. Let it run. If you sign up, I would recommend that you let it run for 2 months, and then you look at how many points or whatever the unit is in each of the apps you earn, and then you can do the math how much you would make in a year, and then decide for yourself if it's worth it having them or not. Yeah, as said, in some countries you will earn more, in other countries you will earn less, and yeah, so that's the one thing. Yeah, Jordan Radar, thanks for stopping by. Today we are not gonna cover Pi, so please just come. I mean, enjoy the rest of the stream, but come back on Monday or jump on our Discord server and ask there. Today, otherwise the whole stream gets derailed, and I want to share a few other projects that I've been using for years that work 100%. And yeah, so just to provide you with some additional things that also bring you a few extra dollar here and there. Yeah, there are other apps out there like Honeygain, yeah, and you have to be careful, of course, because you obviously allow the people that are paying for Honeygain or PawnSap or what other service that is. Yes, I will answer your question about Sweatcoin. We'll get there. So let me just finish up the section about Honeygain and PawnSap. Yeah. So you have to be careful, because if you sign up for an let's say less legitimate or less serious bandwidth sharing app, then you risk that somebody basically uses your internet connection because the traffic goes through your connection for something illegal. Yeah. But as I said, Honeygain, PawnSap, both apps we've been using for years without any issues. So I would recommend, feel free, give it a try. Let it run for a month at least, ideally 2. So you have some, like a feeling for how it changes from during the week to the weekends and so on. And you see a number, how much you earned in 2 months, divide that by 8 weeks or a number of days, and then calculate how much you probably will earn within a year, and then make your choice if it's worth having those apps in the background of your phone or not. Yeah.
Link to the list of all apps.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe. Yeah. So we have a list that lists more of those apps, but you'll have to do your own research. Irina will share that link so you can see a full list of the apps, but you'll have to do your own research and look into the other ones. So Honeygain, PawnSap, no issues over the last couple of years. I'm going to actually open that list real quick so that I can maybe tell you which one you have to. Oh, can I? Yeah. Honeygain, packet stream. Yeah. Little traffic there. So we also get payouts there every month, but it's almost, yeah, not that much. Repocket also works. EarnApp also works, but hardly any payouts. Technically, you could run the top 5 here without a problem. But I said packet stream. So yeah, packet stream, Repocket, EarnApp likely will not bring much. Maybe in your country they bring more, but for us they don't bring that much. Yeah. Traf monetizer works, but almost no payouts. BitBing, yeah, I think I had 1 payout in 4 years. So Streamer, not sure right now. And Mysterium Network, technically legit, but because it's based on anonymous crypto payment, so like companies that use Honeygain actually have to sign up and run some verification, whereas if you sign up for Mysterium Network, you don't have that kind of data check, which means with Mysterium Network, there is actually the risk that your connection, or the risk is higher that your connection gets misused for something illegal. But yeah, let's keep it like that. Honeygain, PawnSap have my recommendation right now at the moment. For the others, look into them and decide for yourself if you want to give them a try or not. And with that, we actually move on. And let's actually jump into Sweatcoin since it was brought up. So just switch back to my phone. And I'm going to drink something real quick. And then we're going to cover Sweatcoin. Yeah? My 1-day streak. Great. So Sweatcoin is an interesting app because it works based on your steps, which means it doesn't require any effort. All you do is install the app and granted access to your phone's, in quotes, health data, or at least the steps of your health data, and then you start earning sweat, yeah? Back when I reviewed it the first time, which was also in 2021, it was no cryptocurrency, and it just had, what it still has somewhere, I don't want to have my gift, or maybe they don't have it anymore. Oh no, what it still has is that offer section where you can basically use your sweat to buy vouchers, yeah? I've never tried the vouchers, and for some of the vouchers I've seen posted, people complain that basically the app is not, or the offer is not legit, yeah? Which might not necessarily be Sweatcoin's fault. I mean, partially yes, for not vetting the vendors that list the vouchers, but partially not, yeah? Now, as said, initially it was not a cryptocurrency. However, down the road, which I also mentioned in my original videos about it, that they could eventually make this a real cryptocurrency, and they actually did, yeah? So now you have Sweatcoin and you have your Sweat wallet, and for your steps, for a certain amount of steps per day, you actually earn the cryptocurrency Sweat, yeah? Which also is, I mean, it doesn't have a huge value, so Sweat economy, switching back real quick just to show you the chart. And as you can see, it's just below 1 cent value, and it keeps there, or it stays there, yeah? It's listed by Bybit, OKX, BitGet, and so on. So you can trade it on some exchanges, and it's using the NEAR blockchain. So which is something that before Sweatcoin started using is, I haven't even heard of that blockchain, yeah? But so as far the, is it legit part, it's tricky to say. One thing worth mentioning is, you don't have to invest anything, you don't have to buy anything, you don't lose anything, and you don't even have to keep the app in the foreground, but it just has access to your steps, and for your steps you then earn, you see 7,312 steps would be 1 sweat that you earn, and so the more you walk, the more sweat you get, and then you can stake it to earn more, and you can, in the reward section, basically opt in for different offers, yeah? So you can see there is a Netflix and Feast bundle, which requires 2 sweat to opt in, and it would pay, or it would bring what? Binge watching. This bundle includes a Netflix subscription and Uber Eats gift card. I don't know what value. So you could say enter here. Then you can either opt in directly for 10 sweat and pay the transaction fee also in sweat, or you can watch an ad to cover the transaction fees. So you don't have to pay that. And then there is a random draw that picks 1 or more winners depending on the offer, yeah? I've never won anything here. I don't often think of opting in. I consider a lot of the offers just not worth it. So considering sweat is valued at ½ cent, which means opting in here would equal 1,200 cents, so $12 if you win, which is not worth it giving away 30 sweat, yeah? But there are often, you see a Samsung S25 Ultra, that was actually a past result. And you can see that there is always, you will always see the winners, and the winners are posted on with their blockchain address. However, that doesn't really get you anything because you don't see like a real winner, you know, like, so if you go to who won that phone, you see, okay, that wallet won it. But that doesn't do you any good, yeah, because you don't know who is the person behind that wallet. So there is like signs that it is legit, in quotes. So the whole thing that it's running on the blockchain properly, that the draws are on the blockchain, that you can even, if you don't use your sweat for draws, you could cash them out. But for example, I have 2,500 sweat for running the app. I don't know how long in the background, but again, I'm hardly moving. So I leave the apartment twice per week, and that's a lot, usually only once per week. But if I were to sell that, I'm so bad at math sometimes, yeah, but I'm just gonna calculate it. So 2,549.3 divided by 0.06722. So that would be, yeah, I did something wrong here, not divided, but times 2,549 times 3 times 0.006721. So that would be $17 if I cash it out right now. And for that, I would have to send it from my wallet that is in the app to, for example, Bybit, OKX, or BitGet, so I'm able to sell it there, yeah? Oh, That's great to hear. It's actually,
You're the first.
you're literally the first person that shared that we don't have a lot of community members that use the app, but you're the first person that shared that they want something. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a minute as well. Yeah. So, but yeah, so, yeah, so really, I've never seen anybody that said, hey, I actually want something from the rewards. I here and there, when you have something like a TV or an Xbox or something, opt in, but I've never won anything so far. Yeah. What's worth mentioning is that the rewards, they have a requirement. So for some of the rewards, you only need to have whatever 5 sweat in total. For other rewards, you need to have, I don't know, 1,000 sweat in your chars or more, which means there is an incentive built into the whole system that forces people, if they want to participate in draws for more expensive items, they also have to lock up more of their sweat. So there is actually some mechanic there that should prevent sell pressure. But so far, I guess if they would make the winners more public with blog posts and maybe videos that show real winners getting real prizes, then I would assume that more people would actually be willing to buy sweat just to opt in for the draws. But because they're not doing that, yeah, like there's that. Yeah. Overall, I feel like Sweatcoin is a great app because you just share your step data. If you consider that a super sensitive information, then don't use the app. I don't consider that information very sensitive. You have the app in the background, and you just have to remember, ideally set yourself a reminder in your phone's reminder app that is recurring for whatever, every week, every 2 weeks or so, that every couple of weeks you have to, I don't know what is the time. I think every 20 days they expire otherwise. Yeah. So, but every 20 days or whatever interval it is. So ideally do it every week. You just have to go there, press the claim button, and then just either pay the transaction fee, you see the gas fee, or just watch 1, 2, or 3 ads. You can always see how much discount in the transaction fee an ad will get you, and then swipe to claim your sweat. And then here and there, stake it in the growth jars that pay you interest. And then here and there. So again, do that every 2 weeks, every week once on the weekend when you have a free moment. Just look through the rewards where you want to opt in for your chance to win. And maybe, unlike me, you actually win something sometime. And if you never win or so, maybe just collect them further and cash them out at some point. Yeah. But yeah, that's a nice compliment. The streams are healthy. Yeah. That's great. Maybe because of my Apfelschorle that I'm drinking. Yeah. An apple a day keeps the pump and dump away. Yeah, I guess. Thank you very much for the compliment. Yeah. Now, like somebody shared, yeah, Breno shared that you're using grass. Yeah, we're not using grass, so it's not that I have anything against it. I actually did not have the time to detailedly look into it. Yeah, I think it's probably the initial high earnings phase is potentially over. I mean, I even have an account as far as I know. Yeah, so I can even share my link. Yeah, so that I get a few referrals. I think we have a link somewhere. Yeah, referral program, share with friends. Link copied. Yeah, so grass.io. So community members that we have already been using it. But yeah, I just don't have the time. Like we've been moving, we had a lot of accounting stuff to do and so on, and just, you know, life happens, and I'm really trying very, very hard to find the time to record regular videos again. I have the 2 live streams every day. I still would like to cover all of the old projects that I covered on the channel in the past, so to provide at least an update or a final conclusion for all of them. And so I just don't have the time to jump into every new project and look into it, which is a pity. But that's why our Discord community is actually great, because there other users share the project, discuss it, and then share their results as well. So yeah, so but Grass definitely works. Grass.io, feel free to sign up. As said, I haven't had the time to run it for ourselves so far. No idea what the current earnings expectations would be there. But yeah, there are also other apps like Swash or Swish or something like that, and so Chrome extensions But yeah, like I don't have the time to dive into them, and therefore I cannot actively be like, okay, that's something you have to use, because I would like to at least look into each project long enough to be confident there is a legitimate business behind it and it's not just some kind of data grab or something. So as I shared earlier, today's stream is not about Pi Network. We covered the most important stuff about Pi in the beginning, so just revert to the beginning if you only are here because of Pi. Monday we're gonna again cover Pi in more detail, but today I wanted to share other projects that are legit that we've been using for years. Now we've covered bandwidth sharing apps, we've covered Coin app, we've covered Sweatcoin, we've covered, and that's everything I wanted to share. Okay, then I think that's it for today. We're anyway already longer. I would actually like to keep those. No need to be salty, Nick. Like it doesn't matter if it's a simple question or if it's a longer question. I said Pi is covered in the beginning of today's stream. Just revert back and you'll have all the information you need. If I divert now for half a minute to talk about Pi again, which I'm now doing just to address why I'm not talking about Pi, it just derails the entire stream. So if you cannot respect that, also okay, also cool, use Google, jump on Discord, do whatever you want, but I have to keep a little bit of structure here as well, so I hope you can understand that, either way, thanks for stopping by. I think we'll call it a day here. So we've shared the most prominent app. I'm using more, but those are the ones that literally pay crypto or fiat and are working, and we've been using them for years. Probably none of them will make you a Lamborghini owner. Let's be real. But I'm not discussing this, Nick. So none of them will make you a Lamborghini owner, but each of them will bring you some extra income. And who doesn't enjoy having an extra $20, $50, $100, $200 per year for doing nothing, just for running an app? I hope you were able to take something away from today. As said in Monday's episode, we're again probably going to cover or use most of the time to cover the latest Pi developments and answer questions. But today, that's it for the stream. Thanks for stopping by. As Irina mentioned, please don't forget, hit the like button. It helps a lot, doesn't cost you anything. Obviously, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe and enable notifications so you get notified about the next stream. And with that, I'm going to wish each and every one a pleasant weekend. See you Monday with a new stream, or in the meantime on our Discord server. So till then, bye-bye.